Welcome to the Hockey Writers Chicks and Sticks, a weekly show hosted by some of our best female hockey writers, bringing you the latest news, rumors, trades, player grades, game results, and much more. From talking hockey with NHL personalities to tackling the latest big issues, our team covers everything hockey and more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some Chicks and Sticks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 31 of Chicks and Sticks, brought to you by the Hockey Writers. My name is Melissa Boyd, and I'm once again joined by my partners in crime, Christy Flannery, Hannah Garfield, and Mariah Stark. And I should say this week, not only my partners in crime, but also my birthday girls, because all three of Christy, Mariah, and Hannah celebrated a birthday this week. And Christy is celebrating tomorrow. So happy birthday, girls.
A lot of Capricorns in one room.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm Sagittarius.
You are Sagittarius, but
yeah.
2 is plenty.
Christy will be together on this.
We'll be good.
You guys are late December birthdays. I'm mid-December. There's a difference.
She didn't want to be classified with us. Did you?
No, absolutely not. She's like, I will not be a Capricorn.
Well, meanwhile, me over here, I'm a Taurus, so I'm way out, So anyways, I hope you girls had a great birthday, and I hope all of you enjoyed your Christmas and are enjoying the holidays. We're recording on the 30th, so only a day and a bit left of 2021 before we ring in the new year. And I hope everyone's been able to enjoy some downtime, and let's hope that your downtime includes watching this show. So we'll make sure it's as entertaining as possible for you. And before we start, just a reminder to drop us a like or comment from wherever you're watching or listening. We really appreciate all the support. So we'll start. Since the COVID sort of pause, I guess that's what we're calling it, it's kind of starting to lift and games are starting to be played again. I thought we'd go back to our team updates, although I think in some parts of the league it's still a little quiet, right, Hannah?
Yeah.
So we'll start with the Devils and Christy, who actually wasn't here last show because she was covering a game.
The Devils need to stop playing on Thursdays is really what life comes down to. I was like, this is just not going to work for me. Somebody needed to talk to me before they did the schedule. They won their first game in a very long time yesterday. They beat the Sabres. It was their first win since December 8th, I think it was. So it's been like a long time coming. They got 5 players back from the COVID protocol, including Nico Hischier, PK Subban, and Ryan Graves. They lost 3, but it's Jimmy Vesey, Thomas Tatar, and John Gillies. I might have just mispronounced that, so I apologize. But they're on COVID protocol, but the team rallied and they did win. So right now things are good. They're going to have a matinee tomorrow against Connor McDavid and the Oilers.
Oh, fun. Always fun when you get to play against Connor McDavid.
As long as he doesn't get through 5 doubles and score, we're good. We'll just leave that one to the Rangers for this season.
Yeah, no repeat of that highlight.
No, not at Convention Center.
Mariah, how are things in Minnesota where you guys are gearing up for the Winter Classic?
So exciting.
Weekend. Woo-hoo.
They gearing up when we haven't had a game in 10 days.
Slowly.
Thankfully, the Wild have, crossing my fingers, been quiet on the COVID protocol list, other than one player who was added recently, but he's asymptomatic and he might actually get to play on Saturday. It depends on what the NHL says, because he tested positive Monday. So, and they immediately pulled him regardless. So thankfully the team seems to be okay. But they have injuries too. Eriksson, Ek, and Spurgeon are both out for at least 2 weeks. They will miss the Classic. Greenway, I haven't followed as closely. I don't know if he's playing or not. They were on a losing streak of 4 games, and I don't know. The good news today is that they signed Evason and his entire coaching staff to multi-year deals, and I am very excited about that. And
Smart
on a
move.
side note on that, Foligno in his press conference said, we were kind of looking for a thank you on that. So it's starting to head in the right direction again.
He'll be buying the team dinner or something.
Also, Winter Classic is the best place to lose to break a losing streak. So
It really is.
And I heard it's
I'm
supposed to be
hoping.
like freezing cold, so that definitely advantage Minnesota there, I would think.
Yes and no, because a lot of these players in the NHL have played outside. So I mean, it kind of like, I was listening to another podcast today, and they were, well, radio broadcast, but they were saying most of the players, once they get out there, they don't even really notice it as much, unless you're the goalie, who unfortunately is stuck kind of standing there. The players that skate don't really notice it. And of course, they asked Kaprizov about it, and it's like, he's not from really a hot climate, so why are you asking him anyway? But they were talking about the thing they're worried about is equipment. And if you take a slap shot to the shin guard in this cold, if it could crack, or even a blade cracking the puck, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Yep, definitely. Hannah, there's not much happening on the ice in Boston, but I think there's a few news items off the ice that are interesting.
yes, the Bruins have not played since December 16th. So it's been a little bit of a while. But honestly, I feel like that's the story with the Bruins this year. I feel like every time you ask this question, I'm like, well, they haven't played in a week and they've played one game. Like their schedule has been a disaster this whole year. I think they have like something like 56 games left to go for the rest of the season. It's going to be a little hectic going forward. But yes, their main news stories are taking place off the ice. Sorry. Tuukka Rask, it's pretty much said that his deal's in place. They just haven't signed it yet or announced it. So he is coming back to Boston, which nobody is surprised about. The more recent news, which I just saw on Twitter about 30 minutes ago, is that it looks like there's a preemptive or preliminary deal potentially in place for Jake DeBrusk with Edmonton, which would send Jake back to where he is born, where he's from, where his family is, in exchange for Kyler Yamamoto, which is, very much both players are in need of a new we're in need of I forgot to talk right there. They're both players are in need of a change of scenery. So I think it would be a good deal. There's supposed to be some more pieces in place. So we'll see if it comes through, if it's real. I mean, I don't believe any trade until it's in ink and announced by the team, but it seems that would not be a bad deal.
Yeah, it seems like one of those like deals that make complete sense, one of those that you could almost draw up on your own, even if you're not a GM.
Of course.
So in Montreal, well, I'm surprised that we have a team left at this rate. The team I'm not even sure how or why they're playing based on the number of injuries they have, and their COVID list just grew to 13 today. So basically they have 20 players out, more or less. And actually they're playing Carolina right now, and that this lineup that they have tonight wouldn't even meet preseason requirements for a preseason game. So you have to have a certain number of veterans or first round picks in your lineup. And actually the Canadiens line would actually not even be acceptable for a preseason game. So that's kind of but you know what, it encompasses their season in a nutshell. That's it. It just seems like every day there's a new piece of bad news, and so we'll see. But it's nice to see a lot of the young players getting a chance, and a lot of them are making the most of it. So it's good to see, at least if they're going to lose lose the right way, and that's what they've been doing. So that's good. Off the ice, well, several media have released kind of preliminary list of general manager candidates. So there's about 8 to 10 names on the list, and interviews will be starting next week, apparently. So probably virtually, given the situation, but there's not really many surprises on the list. They're all names that have been mentioned in the past, but I have to say most notably, there are 2 women on the list, Danielle Sauvageau and Émilie Castonguay, who's a player agent. So she's the agent for Alexis Lafrenière, one of her clients. So it's nice to see. We'll see how far they get in the process, and if they don't get the GM job, if they are given another role in the front office.
I gotta give you props. It was beautiful the way you just said their names. Like I could never with my Jersey accent. That was beautiful to hear.
Oh, I have to, I have to make sure that I do it right.
That was very impressive.
From Quebec. I am from Quebec, born and raised in Quebec. So
that was amazing.
She knows the French.
Yeah. Maybe I should start doing like bilingual answers or something.
Right. Something Hannah and I will never be able to do with our accents.
No. I did take 7 years of French in school and could not say a single word in the language.
I took 4 and I don't even have that thick of an accent at all.
You know what the key is, I find, especially for French, is to be surrounded by it, is to be immersed in it. Mm-hmm. And that's how I kind of kept it up after I took my schooling, was to just be like around people who spoke French, or even like I would watch my movies in French sometimes, like just to hear it helps. Oh,
it's amazing.
That's what I find.
The French make some great movies.
Yes. Yes.
We're getting really off topic now.
Well, and if we're going to continue going off topic, I have to say we did lose one of our great filmmakers, Montreal-born filmmakers this week, in Jean-Marc Vallée. It was a sad week for that. They've had a lot of his movies on TV this week. It's easy to forget all the great films that he's been part of. So, all right, but back to hockey. Okay. All right, so that is our team updates. Hopefully next week we'll have more, and there'll be more games played, and we'll have a Winter Classic wrap up too next week, so that'll be good. Second topic, we're keeping it light and fun this week because we're still in holidays mode. I came up with this topic because I saw a lot of cool stuff on social media over the last few days, Christmas themed or holiday themed, New Year's themed, from the teams and players that just made me laugh or made me go, oh, that's a great idea. The social media person in me was impressed. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to see what you girls might have seen over the last little while on social media, celebrating the holidays. Hannah, we'll start with you.
Well, I think most people have seen the Anaheim Ducks video with the scaring the teddy bear. I showed my whole family that, and they thought it was they thought Trevor's Zegras' reaction was golden, and I love that it's become like a meme on hockey Twitter, like A++. Yeah. But I think kind of the more going the more sentimental route, like kind of the best story I've heard from Christmas was Nikolai Ehlers with Winnipeg Jets. Obviously his family couldn't come over he's from Denmark. His family couldn't come over, so he was with Paul Stastny's family, and Paul Stastny's wife reached out to his mom for what's the best, what's his favorite Christmas dish in Denmark, and so she made it for him, and I thought that was just a really cute story. And I think it was one of the things that a lot of people like about hockey is that the teams do really start to come together, and they and the teammates and the bonds, and it's great to hear these stories.
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing what some leaders of teams will do. It's really amazing the lengths to which they go to show their leadership.
NHL as a whole, the NHL upper management, Gary Bettman, bye. Let all the players, but the players themselves and their leadership is what shines through in the NHL.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. Mariah, what did you see?
On a side note, before I go into that, I have to say Hannah really reined herself in on that one. I was like, I heard her and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Getting on my soapbox once again. No, I did that too much in our last episode. I'm reining myself in.
But I actually have two. So I enjoyed seeing all the family pictures that the players sent in and posted. It was just really neat to see kind of a inside glimpse into their, they are still human beings. They have lives outside of the hockey rink, and they have really cute families. And my second one was, I was listening to another podcast. I've gotten into those now. I never used to actually partake, but they're talking about the Winter Classic, and they had, I don't remember his name. He's from the NHL. He's kind of the planner of this whole thing. But they're looking at sight lines for fans, and they could see like into the door of the warming house or locker room, whatever you want to say. So obviously they didn't really approve of that. So they came up with a way. They were looking for 100 or more evergreen trees, and apparently Christmas trees are of short supply in Minnesota. And somebody heard them talking and suggested, well, everyone recycles their trees. So they got in touch with a recycling center, and they're actually going to get people's old Christmas trees to put out in a line and make it seem like, a huge winter wonderland of sorts. Obviously my tree is still here, so it won't be partaking, but I just thought it was really cool that, a piece of people's homes could be out in the Winter Classic, even though you obviously don't know it's yours, but it's a cool idea.
Cool. That's cool. I hadn't heard that. Nice.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah. Christy, what warmed your heart?
I have to agree with Hannah. The teddy bear scare was the funniest thing. I even showed Brian, and he was hysterical with it too. I really liked the Pittsburgh Penguins mashup of holiday movies. I always just find it funny that these athletes are forced to do all these little skits, and they're just such a good sport when it comes to doing it. So I really thought that was kind of funny. And as far as the social media goes, I have to shout out our previous guest, Sarah, because I just feel like Nashville's always killing it with their online and their social media. They're one of the best, I feel like, in the league.
Yeah. Did you see the thread of players with their dogs?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
She knows what people want.
Yeah.
She's very in tune. Hockey and puppies, you can never go wrong.
Yeah.
Ever.
Kudos to you, Sarah. Kudos to you. Well, I have two also. The first one, isn't really too Christmassy, but the picture of Blake Coleman in his in his hot tub outside in Calgary when it's freezing. Right now, for those of you who don't know, it is freezing cold in Western Canada, Edmonton and Alberta, in Calgary. So it is, it is beyond cold right now. And he posted a picture on his Instagram, and his hair is frozen with icicles. And I thought, well, there isn't a much more Canadian photo than that. But I thought it was fun, and the way he sort of played it up was cool too. Took it in stride. And the second one is, I actually just watched it yesterday because I had missed it, but normally the Canadians visit the children's hospitals over before Christmas, but obviously haven't been able to the last few years actually. So this year they did it virtually and with a few players and some kids, and they built gingerbread houses.
It's really cute
on Zoom, and I thought it was really well done. And some players, took it more seriously and got more creative than others. There's a few that I can't remember who it was is escaping me, but literally built an entire backyard, their whole yard with animals and the whole thing. So it's quite funny. And of course their competitive edge always shines through, and they're, being like, no, mine's better than yours. Mine's better. Ask her who's better.
Love that.
Athletes being athletes. All right. So I told you it was going to be lighthearted this week and, fun. So I got next thing I want to talk about is, what we're looking forward to. I know it's hard to sort of look ahead too much these days because everything changes so quickly.
Mhm.
But there are a few things coming up. We talked about the Winter Classic already, but what are you most looking forward to in the hockey world coming up? Mariah, we'll start with you.
I'm going to say another side note. I feel like this whole thing is going to be an episode of side notes for me. But the podcast, I have to give him credit. The podcast I've been listening to is Michael Russo, who works in
yes.
Linux, but he has some great stuff I've been listening to, and that's where a lot of that's come from. But of course, what am I looking forward to? The Winter Classic. I mean, is that
Not even a question.
I mean,
I think
obviously
we all knew that was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I had to. It's disappointing the World Juniors were canceled. I personally, I didn't really follow too much of it just because I had some other things going on, but I feel bad for all of them. I'm super excited for Saturday. Even with all the cold, I will be here in front of my TV watching with all of my blankets and everything I can possibly have. But I think it's going to be really fun and really cool. I do feel bad for the fans because it's going to be dangerously cold. But I mean, dress for the weather. You should obviously do that regardless. But I think it'll be fun. And it's going to be interesting to see all the stuff they have out.
Yeah, agreed. It's always a big spectacle. Christy, how about you?
It's always the Winter Classic. And I say this, and I always say the Winter Classic is like my Super Bowl. And I understand when you say that, people are like, no, the Stanley Cup final is the Super Bowl. But that's drawn out over like 7 games. This is one day and it's outside and there is a musical guest. This is my Super Bowl. I make all the snacks. I like nobody talk to me. It's literally like it's a whole day. I look forward to this every single year. Sweatpants, spinach artichoke dip, like sign me up.
Y'all go to Christy's house?
I know everyone can come to my house. Well, actually, we'll test you first, but everyone come to my house. Because like I said, I cook so much and my mom's always like, there's 4 of us. I cook for like 25 people because I'm like, this is my moment and I'm going to take it. As her Brooke says, I am going to take it.
Ship us some of that food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need it.
Hannah, how about you?
Honestly, I'm just excited for the Bruins to start playing games again. I feel like they just really haven't been playing. And more specifically, I want David Pastrnak to have a good, second half of the season. He's been playing, he has 21 points in 23 games. I mean, I've been saying he's playing at a great level, not an elite level. So I'd like to see him, get back up to that elite level because he had a tough 2021 and I love David Pastrnak. So I'd like to, I'm looking forward to hopefully him coming back up to the elite level this spring.
Yes, I agree. I'm a big fan of David Pastrnak too. Well, for me, yes, the Winter Classic, of course, because we in Quebec, we are in total lockdown as of tomorrow. So at least I will have the Winter Classic to entertain me for a little while. So I always look for. I just love the walk onto the ice.
It's the best.
From and the jerseys and anyways, yeah, it's there's nothing like it. Outdoor hockey. I mean, just that whole concept of outdoor games was so needed by the NHL, and I think they do it so well every year for the different games. There's usually multiple games, so yes, definitely a must-see. And yeah, I'm looking forward to actually the Canadiens being on a break. So after Saturday, they don't play for looks about 10 or 12 days because their home games have been postponed. Actually, our next game will be against the Bruins, it looks like, on the 12th. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of break for the guys and hopefully get some healthy bodies back when they get going again. All right, our last topic. Well, we have to talk about New Year's resolutions because I mean, we're heading into 2022 and geez, we're hoping it's going to be better than 2020 and 2021. Let's just say. So we're gonna, think positive and we're gonna, will ourselves to, from the corner here. All right, so 2 things I want to know: the New Year's resolution for your team and for yourself. So what you're looking to, improve on in the coming year. We'll start with Christy on that one.
There's so many options for the Devils. This is such a hard one. I guess just consistency, because that can cover everything. Like, they need to consistently be good on the power play, consistently, like, they just need to be consistent in every single aspect of their game. Can't have a good first period and then slack off in the second and then try and no. Consistency. That is the word of 2022 for the New Jersey Devils. As for me, I just want to be better, like in every single aspect of my life. I just want to be better. And it's always funny because I turn a year older and then it's the new year. So it's like a double reset for me. So yeah, I just want to be better. I want to be a better human being. That's pretty much it.
I like it. I like it. Yes, deep. I like it.
Right.
Mariah,
give me some of that Bailey's.
Yes, that's a secret. We're supposed to be a secret. Mariah, how about you?
I did see a post that said, "Is it too early to start drinking for New Year's Eve?" And one of my friends commented, "I started in January."
Yeah. Pretty much.
The Wild just need to get back to playing their game. Simple. Buckle down. Don't be doing too much, trying to look cute. As much as I want to see those pretty passing plays, it's getting on my last nerve, and they need to score goals. As far as for me, write more.
Huh. You stole mine.
And trying to get credentialed. That's my other one. But
good one.
Good goals.
I like it. Hannah, how about you?
I also don't think the Bruins resolution is that much of a secret. It's score more. They really, offense has been the name of the game for the Bruins for years now. They don't get help outside the top line. And when the top line isn't playing at an elite level, like, this team falters. So I really, I think there needs to be some shakeup in the forwards and some changes. And I think they need more support from the rest of the forwards. Personally, I would like to figure out Twitter more. I don't really use it that much, other than to just kind of like scroll. I don't know, it makes me anxious, but maybe try to get over that. And I guess my other resolution is I just take advantage of living in Boston. I love Boston, and I'll be moving not this January, but next January with my grad school program. So enjoying my last year living in Boston for the foreseeable future.
Nice. I like it. Well, for the Canadiens, I would say it's not really a resolution, but it would be nice to have nice things happen to them again. Okay, I know they're a few months removed from making the Stanley Cup final. So
it happened this year.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Yeah, like just a little bit more positivity around the team in general. So a lot of things have happened off the ice too. There was just a lot of negative energy around the team, and that shouldn't be the case for this franchise, So resolution is positivity and good things that happen. So we'll see. I think it will. I am so anxious for 2022, even though I know we're all scared a little. But yeah, it's time. We need to put 2021 in the rearview mirror. For myself, yeah, I'm with Mariah. I was write more. I just hit my 100th article, published my 100th article on the Hockey Writers today. So I'm hoping that I get to 200 faster than I got to 100. So that's kind of my goal. And yet, just better myself and stay positivity. I'm a generally positive person, but I'll admit that like most people, these last couple of years have been hard on the morale. So it's just trying to stay positive and be around the people that I love and care about more too. Yeah, for sure.
Be around people who give you energy, not drain your energy.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a great way to that's perfect way to end the show on that great piece of advice. Follow Christy's advice. It's it's good.
I'll be here hopefully I'll be here next week.
Yeah. Tune in for her segment next week. Yeah. You guys, viewers, let us know what you want advice on, and we'll do our best.
This could be a whole new thing. This could be very exciting.
Advice of Christy.
Which is really just me quoting quotes from Pinterest, but that's okay. All the secrets are being revealed tonight.
Yes,
the Baileys.
Some people don't go on Pinterest. So you know what? You're there for them. Thanks as always to everyone for tuning in to the show. Can't believe we made it to the end of 2021. It's been a great ride, as I said, off the top, 31 episodes through a year and a little bit. So actually, we're not quite a year old yet, but it's been one of the highlights of my year to start the show with you girls. Mm-hmm. So for sure, I have so much fun every weekend. Thanks to all of you for all your support. We really appreciate it. And while I'm at it, I gotta plug this because if you're not watching all the other shows on our YouTube channel or on listening to them on our podcast platforms, you're missing out. It's not only our show that's really cool, all of our shows are awesome. So be sure to check those out. If you're not signed up, I say this every week and I'm going to continue saying it. If you're not signed up for the Morning Skate newsletter, don't wait, please. Because we also have a referral program now where you can get lots of cool THW swag if you refer your friends to the newsletter. And of course, as you know, Christy is a big contributor to it. So
I wouldn't say that, but it is the reason why I'm so tired all the time.
Well, I was gonna say you get to read Christy every day, so it's worth signing up.
You do. It's sarcastic Christy too. It's like the best kind.
We love sarcastic Christy.
And last but not least, make sure you're following us on social media so you're not missing anything. Yes, and shout out to our World Juniors writing crew, who unfortunately they did an amazing job leading up to the tournament and for the few games that did get played. Just great coverage. So if you miss anything, yesterday we have a special Prospect Corner episode talking about the cancellation and all kinds of articles. So if you're not, if you're deprived, if you're still sad about yesterday's announcement, go read the Hockey Writers. We've got you covered. So until next week, Happy New Year, everyone. Stay happy, stay healthy, most importantly. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.